Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today. It's Tuesday morning, May 25th, 2021. The man they call Meathead, joined by the lovely Linda Kay. You know what I was gonna do, Linda, and I do this with Matthew. I was gonna say, joined by the snacking before we go on the air, Linda Kay. Good thing I didn't say that, huh?
Yeah, it was a really good Rice Krispie treat. I couldn't resist.
It's okay. The fact that I said I didn't say it means I didn't actually say it. So,
Yeah.
well, hey,
But
go ahead.
aren't you glad I'm done chewing in your ear?
It's okay. You know what? My girls are 7 and 6, right? When you said, "Aren't you glad?" You know what I went to right away was the infamous knock knock joke. Banana, orange. Aren't you glad I didn't say banana? That's a new joke in my house. So,
Oh.
you want to hear my kid's favorite knock knock joke, ladies and gentlemen? This is what you tune into PWR today for. Are you ready, Linda Kay?
I'm ready.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting.
Boo!
I
Thank you.
like it. Yes.
Yep. Followed up closely by knock knock.
Who's there?
Smell mop.
Smell my feet?
No, smell my poo is what you're supposed to say. And I go, ew, you smell your poo? Ew.
Oh.
Smell mop. M-O-P.
Smell mop. Oh. I thought you were saying smell me.
Nope. But that's what we're doing here in the Meathead house. So, all right, let's talk about our sponsor real quick. And it's not Rice Krispies. Linda Kay, who is our sponsor for today?
Our sponsor is the wonderful Collar and Elbow, where you can find the latest and greatest and comfiest wrestling street fashions. The website is collarandelbowbrand.com. Spring sale going on, a couple new styles. There's not just t-shirts there, but there's some jackets, shorts, hoodies, koozies.
The koozies, gotta love a koozie.
Yeah, so make sure to check it out. And to save yourself 10% off your order, use promo code LindaK. That's LINDAKAY to save some extra money on your wrestling streetwear. Collarandelbowbrand.com.
Linda Kay, I feel, and I've mentioned this on air with Matthew before, you've probably heard the shows. I feel that now that we have a Linda Kay promo code, you have a inside track into the folks down at collarandelbowbrand.com. Uncle Al, if you will. You know, one of his favorite shirts is the Collar and Elbow Waffle House shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I need it before July 24th. When will the man they call Meathead get the White Castle Collar and Elbow shirt?
Oh, wow. I will see what I can do, because
I'm doing that, segueing into what do you got going on this weekend, Linda Kay?
Yes, I'm actually going to be heading down back to the Ville this week. OVW TV. It's live every Thursday night on Fight TV, which is free to see. Everyone, make sure to download Fight TV app. OVW TV every Thursday night. It's 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's 2 hours, some great action. Got a lot of things are brewing down at OVW, but I'll be there for the live show this week, and I will see what I can do for you.
I need you to be the one that I need to whisper in your ear, to be the one that whispers in Uncle Al's ear to figure out who's got to do it. White Castle Collar and Elbow. I'm not asking for a cut. I'm just asking for one. I want it so when I go celebrate White Castle Day this year, that I have my White Castle Collar and Elbow t-shirt on.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, let's make it happen, Captain. All right, let's talk a little bit more wrestling news and somewhat music news as well. Chris Jericho and Fozzy news. The band Fozzy, Chris Jericho fronted, of course, every wrestling fan in AEW knows it, and every wrestling fan in general knows it, but Fozzy's got a new single coming out this week, and the tour kicks off in July. The reason this is always wrestling related is because, you know, you look at whatever program that Chris Jericho's working or whatever matches or whatever angles he's working, you go, it's probably going to end here because he's hitting the road soon. So Stadium Stampede at the end of the month, Memorial Day, this coming Sunday, actually. Stadium Stampede, I'm pretty sure that Jericho will end up being written off TV for a little bit because he's hitting the road with Fozzy.
Yeah, you know, when we had our draft for this year, I was pondering about that. I was going back and forth. Do I still take Chris Jericho knowing he's going to be on the road for a couple months this summer? But as I said during the draft, there are 4 big pay-per-views with AEW, and he would
Double
only
points.
be away. Right. And well, that's true, but he would only be away from, I believe I said one for sure, maybe two, but I, know that I hope they don't lose, meaning Inner Circle losing this Sunday at Double or Nothing, but I know that there still be specialty points, and we know that, if Jericho is going to be
Double
off TV for
specialty
a while,
points.
right, that when he returns, it'll be a big return, and there'll be some great point opportunities on there, not to mention just a Jericho fan and a Fozzy fan. I've seen them many times. They come to Wisconsin quite often.
They're over in Wisconsin, right?
Absolutely. And you mentioned the tour kicking off in July. So there's one date before the tour comes to Wisconsin, and it's up in Cadott, Wisconsin, up in the more northern part of the state, but it's a huge festival, rock fest. So I'm stoked to see that Fozzy is on there the first night of the weekend. Be camping up there, having a good old time. Seeing some
the tour kicks off.
Roll.
Yeah, the tour kicks off Wednesday, July 14th in Iowa City, Iowa, but it's a 28-tour stop and it wraps October 9th in Orlando, where technically AEW is still at. So, I mean, this is all, there's all synergy here. Good luck to Chris. Good luck on the match and good luck on the tour. Again, just excited to see everybody, saying they're getting back on the road. Brewers are, packing in 100% June 25th. The playoffs, the NBA playoffs in Milwaukee, they're packing in people as well. And, even WWE, as we'll get to in Raw, as we break it down in a second, are excited to get back to a 25-city date, 25-city tour that they're going to be doing as well. And isn't it ironic that our friend Damian Nelson is going to be in town when that stuff happens? He probably never even planned it. He probably said, oh, look at that. WWE is kicking off. I'll probably have to go to the show. And that dude will end up ringside. He does it every single time.
Hey, if someone can make things happen, it is our boy Damian Nelson. I can only say I can try to make things happen. He will make things happen.
I can talk about things happening. I don't actually make anything happen. I'm the whisperer of the whisperer of the whisperer. So I just talk about things. I don't actually do anything. It's like Uncle Al's old line from the video game way back in the day, OPF. Do you remember what OPF stands for?
OPF. Other
people's funnies. I'm not funny at all. I take other people's stuff and I try to make it funny myself.
Well, I mean, you just told us some knock-knock jokes. I can say you've got some type of humor.
Well, those are somebody else's jokes. I didn't write those.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
OPF. Are you down with OPF? I still remember that to this day, and that was like WWF Attitude, I think it was. That was one of my favorite lines from the entire game. All right, let's talk a little bit more wrestling news. There is talk of John Cena's return. I know that we mentioned he might be showing up at WrestleMania. John Cena is getting an itch that he doesn't have a salve or a cream to use to get rid of, and that itch is to come back and wrestle a couple matches. Do you think to spike tickets at SummerSlam this year, they would consider bringing in John Cena, the Peacemaker John Cena?
Absolutely. I mean, that'd be up to Cena, really, if he wants to come back, which obviously he's got that itch.
Again, you need a salve or a cream or an ointment for that.
Mm-hmm. And that would be awesome to see. We all missed Cena at WrestleMania. We all miss him as a whole, to some extent. I know some people will still poo-poo on him, but no, he definitely brings some life to WWE, and a lot of us were hoping he would have by chance had a match, or at least an appearance at WrestleMania this year. Didn't happen. No worries. We know he's busy with the big red balls, right? From the show. Yes,
he's got big red balls. That's what it was.
Yep. So him having that urge
again
to come back.
The ointments take care of that.
I said urge instead of itch this time, but yeah, same thing. I can definitely see that happening for SummerSlam. I mean, they would sell at the house regardless. However, let's, bring another mainstream draw to WWE, to their product on Peacock, to fans in general that want to see a quality live event. So if they can make that happen, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, the Peacemaker that we're talking about is his character in the new Suicide movie, and Peacemaker coming to HBO Max same days that it releases in theaters as well. And if you guys haven't seen the trailer yet for the new Suicide Squad, it looks like John Cena's wearing a garbage can lid on his head. So, but that's the character. So, I mean, what are you going to do about it, right?
Yeah. I know you're not a big fan of the Fast Furious series,
Oh
but
yeah,
I've
never
I
watched
want
a
to
single
see
one.
that though. I want to see Cena in that.
I heard it's doing well so far overseas. So, I mean, and that's cool. It's just not for me. I heard he's the bad guy in there. Whoop-de-doo. All right.
Isn't that what everybody always wanted him to be, the bad guy, the heel?
Yes, yeah, I remember that being the thing. All right, you ready to talk a little Raw before we get out of here today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the show starts off with the Almighty and his 5 fitness models again. I love the fact that it's 5. They're flanked behind him. I really like this. I mean, again, it's not the Godfather from 1999 or 2000, but these are some classy women coming out, and some of them were jacked, to be completely honest. They looked ripped. So what happens, real basic, is MVP says nobody can beat him, talks about what happened last week. Here comes Drew McIntyre. I can beat you. Here comes Kofi. I can beat you. Here comes Adam Pearce. Hey, Kofi, why don't you rest Drew to see who takes on MVP? Set up the match later. Your thoughts on the way we opened up Raw?
I liked the whole entrance with Lashley and the ladies again. I really enjoyed that segment last week. I like that they continued it again this week with some different ladies. And I liked that they kept everybody there for that opening match, having that VIP lounge set up on the stage. Now, we have not seen a VIP lounge set up on Raw since the earlier COVID era days, right? Am I right? Yeah. So this time, it was filled. We had the couches, Bobby, the ladies, the champagne. I think there was some bubbly.
I can't speak wrestling and couches without going back now. For those, again, we won't go too deep into it, Linda, but those that have seen the Warrior documentary on A&E, they showed the clip of Warrior showing up on Arsenio Hall, flipping all the couches around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, that set up the match. I was going to say.
Yes. Sorry, what are my thoughts on the setup with Kofi and Drew McIntyre?
Okay. Kofi couches, Kofi couch mania.
Well, I was hoping that Kofi would have gotten a clean win because that it was a tease of Kofi Mania last week, and I think a lot of the WWE universe wanted to see that tease.
Kofi couch mania.
Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, there was interference from Bobby and MVP eventually, causing that match to be a DQ. And so it looks like, not looks like it. There will be a rematch next week where I hope we do have that definitive winner, because I do want to know.
We were promised that, and again, we'll talk about the segment that happened later. We were promised that, by Scrap Daddy, if MVP or Bobby Lashley interferes or even come to the ring, Bobby's suspended for 90 days without pay. Yeah, so we're supposed to get a one-on-one victory. But does that mean Retribution come by or whatever they're calling themselves now?
Oh, no. I didn't even think about that. I want Kofi Mania.
I want a definitive winner. That's what I want. I'm okay with it being Drew McIntyre again. I'm okay with that. All right. Yeah. I am really confused by a beat the clock challenge with only one match. I understand the setup. Charlotte Flair says that she could beat Nikki Cross in 2 minutes. Rhea says, sure, so could I. And Rhea apparently is a face again. That's the reason why nobody likes you, Charlotte. It's because you bully people and you talk down to them. Nikki, I'll see you in the ring. I accept. Well, apparently, if Rhea didn't defeat Nikki in 2 minutes, she loses the match. What the hell is that? That's not beat the clock. That just means she didn't beat her in 2 minutes. Whoop-de-doo. This is ridiculous. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I guess there weren't definitive rules made before the match as they would if it was a title match or a specialty match. At the end, after Rhea did not pin or submit Nikki.
She didn't even try to go for a pin. She was kicking her in the corner at 3 seconds.
Right. It just said basically the winner who beat the clock, or I think that's what Mike Rum said, the winner who beat the clock, Nikki Cross, and I don't know.
You get the win because you just outlast somebody for 2 minutes? It was dumb. I'm sorry. It was terrible. It
could have been called something else other than beat the clock. Because normally that's one match.
Beat the clock is usually 4 matches or so, and then we see who wins their matches in quicker time, and it's succession matches.
Right, or throughout the episode, yeah.
Right. Holy smokes! All right, Charlotte Flair and Asuka.
Nikki Cross back,
Yeah, and she looked happy.
Cool. Yeah, she looked great.
Charlotte Flair and Asuka, another barn burner. I mean, this was obviously the match of the night. These women just put on a hell of a show. The winner again with a nice little flip over, Charlotte Flair. I think they're jobbing out Asuka, and I think Asuka might be taking some time off the TV because Asuka's on the downtrend.
Yeah. Yeah, you can sense that ever since the loss at Mania. I mean, she's been here, still been in the spotlight, still having the matches, the ones highlighting her, Rhea, Charlotte, but it definitely looks that way. But, maybe she just wants some personal time off as well.
And that's okay, too, because she's been going long. I was going to say
Yeah.
long and hard, but then you would have said that's what she said. So
I would have said long time. I can say
that. You can say that. Another match between Shelton and Cedric Alexander. We even got the video package explaining why this is a thing. The winner of the match, Cedric, I almost said Shelton, Cedric Alexander with a thumb to the eye.
Yeah. Obviously, we still have to have another match because that was not a clean win. Want to see Shelton? But I do love Shelton Benjamin, and I don't want to see.
I like Shelty Boy
this
too.
Feud go off that way. He's got to get one up on Cedric. He has to.
Yes, on a pre-show before a pay-per-view. Let's just blow that one off. All right. Here's what I liked. I liked Matt Riddle and Xavier Woods. Matt Riddle, part of RKBro. Xavier Woods, part of the New Day.
New Day.
Yep, and Riddle getting the victory via the RKO out of nowhere. He goes, "That one's for you, Randy." Fantastic.
Was that Cameron Grimes just now? No, I'm kidding. You do a great impersonation, by the way. So, anyways, I did like how that RKO did come out of nowhere, and then we saw a different side of Riddle. In his face, at least. That was the Viper that got, I want to say, I almost said inserted in him, but the Viper that that's even bad too. The Viper that found himself in Riddle came out of there.
Riddle found the Viper inside himself?
Yeah. I was trying to make things
as long as the Viper wasn't inside Riddle, because that's
right. But no, we saw a bit of evil, a bit of the Randy Orton that we know.
Randy Orton's on his game right now. I mean, Randy Orton's
absolutely.
So
well, the whole thing with RK-Bro, I mean, that's the best thing going on in Raw right now, I feel. And
really, that's the best thing going on for Riddle because he's on that rocket ship.
Right, and every week it's just like bit by bit of
a
little bit of Randy.
Or snake bite by snake bite.
Yes, influencing him. There you go.
All right, let's talk AJ Styles and Jaxson Ryker. There's a build, it looks like, between Elias and Ryker versus Styles and Omos, his own personal Colossus. The winner of the match due to interference by Elias, which I thought was kind of clever, Jaxson Ryker with the victory. But the real story here is, and they sold it really well, look at the speed of Omos as he chases down Elias, throws him into the Raw stage, into the LED boards.
Right. I mean, I was surprised that he wasn't out there with AJ Styles to begin with, and now we know why, because there was going to be some type of interference. And at first I was like, oh no, are they already putting some type of tension between AJ and Omos? But no, he was there to help his boy. And we also got, like you said, got to witness the speed and the added push, if you will.
Yeah, it looked okay. It looked okay. I want to ask a question, and we've only been about a month-ish into this, maybe 2 months. Which is worse, the consistently getting the same match between Dominic and, say, Seth Rollins, or the fact that we keep getting Humberto Carrillo and Sheamus?
Well, one with Humberto and Sheamus hasn't been going on too long.
It feels like it's been since before COVID.
Oh, well, it hasn't. But I guess there was a little switch up in there, having Ricochet come out to help Humberto.
Yeah, and Ricochet came out to help at the end, and they double teamed on Sheamus. Here's the thing with these particular angles, it feels to me like we're getting house show matches, and they're treating Raw like a house show. It's just televised, and we watch it because we're getting the same match over and over, just with minor tweaks to it each time. Doesn't it feel like house shows to you?
I didn't quite think of it that way, but now that you mention it, I mean, I know we didn't get into the main event yet, but that's an example of a match we get over and
Right.
over.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, let's talk the main event. It was the Women's Tag Team Championships on the line. Now, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are on Raw, and they're at home. And the ones that can travel, Natalya and Tamina Snuka, will defend their championships. Really long match. I did not like this match. It was too long for me. And the story at the end, I thought, did not work for me. Here's how it went. Reggie causes interference, distracts Shayna. Shayna consistently says to get out of here. The match is over. Natalya and Tamina retain. As Reggie's running up the ramp, fires go off. I do like that because we believe that's still Alexa doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But Shayna waited for all the music to stop, then yelled at Reggie and says, I'll tell you what, next week, you and me, if you got the balls. You guys can't see me because it's an audio podcast, but my finger's at the center of my lips and my cheeks are blown out like this. And I'm trying to hold in my barf.
Oh.
I'm pretty descriptive this morning. I'm sorry if you guys are eating and listening.
No worries. Yeah, I am. You knew something was going to happen, some shenanigans, if you will, with Reggie, just because he wasn't supposed to be. Well, I mean, he wasn't banned from ringside, but I think Shayna made it pretty clear to him to stay back.
Yeah, and it's not the talents. Let me make that absolutely clear. It has nothing to do with Shayna Baszler. It has nothing to do with Reginald, the Cirque du Soleil sommelier. Right?
Yes, I did like that. That was pretty clever.
It's a great name. It has nothing to do with the in-ring talents. These guys are all phenomenally talented. But I need the people pulling the strings to give me something more entertaining on TV.
I was surprised there was the main event. I mean, then again, it was a championship match. Okay. But, I mean, this does lead into something different going into next week. We haven't had an intergender match. And, well, Reggie and Sasha Banks, okay. But on Raw, we have not in a while. And this time it's involving a potential final breakup, if that happens, between Nia and Shayna. So,
who I think should go against each other. And I think they can start making that a match.
Yes. Yeah, especially since I feel that Natty and Tamina are going to have the straps for a while. So
they are.
I think this would be a good
lose
time
to my girls. But other than that, yes.
I think this is finally going to happen where they come to blows.
You know, I'm talking about my girls, and I feel like I'm still talking about last year's team. I mean, I've got the Mysterios. They're not my girls. Mysterios are the Mysterios, but wow. I'm all over the place here. Again, I'm thrown off by that. I'm just thrown off by that whole Raw last night. It was something else.
Leads us to something new for next week. At least a little shake up.
Fair enough. All right. Well, that is what we're shaking out for the rest of Tuesday morning. Hey, tonight it is time for our pal Cal to finally be on AEW Dark, taking on the Gun Club. He's got a tag team partner as well. So Cal Hero, former senior intern in wrestling action on AEW Dark tonight. Make sure you check that out. Plus on NXT tonight, he's finally going to get maybe his face-to-face. He's finally going to figure out what's happening. That dastardly Ted DiBiase. Cameron Grimes! He's going to get to go one-on-one with Ted DiBiase, face-to-face.
Right. And I know you and Matthew talked about it already, but how funny is that? I mean, we call it, we're like, it's going to be Virgil to some extent. I mean, there was at least some footage of Virgil, so we were somewhat right.
Right. And I mean, Matthew's been trying to get Virgil for the 2022, shenanigans party.
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah, so lots of action tonight as well. And, I'll definitely be tuning into AEW Dark to see our pal Cal Hero. That's on AEW's YouTube channel tonight, 6 p.m. Central for everybody in the Central time zone. And then for anybody in the Wisconsin area, Cal will be a part of our GLCW show this Sunday as well. I will be there as well. And that's...
Wow, you're hitting the road, kind of like WWE. You're down to Louisville.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
And then you're coming back.
And then come right back for the show. It's called the Rockabilly Wrestling Extravaganza, and that's at the Dundee Sportsman Club in Dundee, Campbell Sport, Kettle Moraine area of Wisconsin. This Sunday, it is a free show, with the exception of ringside or rows 1 to 3. It's only $10
1 to
for
3,
that.
I think it is.
Yeah, blizzardbrawl.com is only $10 for those seats. Otherwise, the rest of the seating is free. We've got a show at 3 p.m. and then another show at 7 p.m. So the matches are set for 3 p.m. and based off how that one goes, we'll see what happens for the 7 p.m. show. So they will be a little different. Make sure to come out and support us, your pals from GLCW. And we've got some OVW guys coming up for that too. So
perfect. I'm excited.
blizzardbrawl.com. Yeah.
I'm excited. All right. Well, Linda, we will talk. Oh, man, it's going to be a while before we talk again because you'll be just on the road all over the place. So we will talk, I think, next week, Friday morning, right? Yeah. Or are we talking next week, Monday morning? You know what? It's a holiday. Tuesday, no, we'll talk next week, Friday. All right. Wow. Next week.
I mean, unless we want to talk about Raw.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Next week. Yeah, I'll be on the road again, but we'll make it happen. Well, just stay tuned, everybody. We'll let you know.
All right, Linda Nelson, Willie Nelson. All right, we will talk to you later. For Linda Kay, I'm the man they call Meathead. Hey, thanks for stopping by. So long, everyone.